in recognition of National Healthcare Decisions Day, we're talking about advanced care planning. What's your plan for your healthcare, and who have you told it to? You're listening to Heartbeat from the Heart of Hospice. I'm Helen Bauer, here with Jerry Finter.
Whether you're a family caregiver or an end-of-life professional, we're here to enhance your hospice experience by connecting you with information you can use about end-of-life care. Because we know how busy life can get, Heartbeat is designed to give you helpful information in a bite-sized format.
It's a holiday.
It is what?
National Healthcare Decisions Day. Congratulations. Is that what you say for National Healthcare Decisions Day?
Happy National Healthcare Decisions Day. Is that the thing?
No. Apparently we're not very good at this. Let's put it this way. There's not a Hallmark card for this particular day.
No, this is true. Although there is a lot of resources out there for this particular day.
Okay, well, what the heck is National Healthcare Decisions Day anyway?
National Healthcare Decisions Day was started back in 2008 by an attorney named Nathan Kottkamp. And Nathan had seen the results of people who did not have an advanced care plan. And it was horrific, the things that he saw. And he realized that there needed to be something done about this. There needed to be some kind of push to get people to make their advanced care plans for healthcare. In his home state of Virginia, he actually started it on a statewide level, doing these, like a healthcare decisions day in his state of Virginia. And it went off so well, and they had kind of built this system for doing it, that he realized we need to take this national. So they took it nationwide. And this is the result, is that we now have National Healthcare Decisions Day for 2022, and it's April the 16th. Now, here's the best way to remember the date.
Oh, it's a bad way to remember it.
But oh, not really. It's kind of a funny way to remember it. So it's the day after April 15th, obviously. But what is April the 15th?
Tax day.
Tax day. So it goes back to remembering, people say,
nothing is sure.
Except death and taxes.
Okay, but it's in the opposite order. Nothing is sure but taxes
and death.
And then death.
Right. So we want you to do your advanced care planning on April the 16th. Now,
so let's talk about that for just a second, Jerry Finter.
Okay, let's talk about it.
We want you to do your advanced care planning.
Yes, we want you, our listeners, to do your advanced care planning. Okay, I'm getting this look across the desk from Helen because she knows that I have not done my advanced care planning yet. But I'm going to look back at her and say,
I haven't done mine either.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so I'm the pot and you're the kettle, right?
That's right.
So we have slacked completely. We have not taken care of it. We know, and actually you and I have talked about these things. We've played the death deck. We've done the Go Wish cards. We've talked about all these different scenarios. And I have talked to my husband about those things. And I think he kind of zones out because I talk about, I used to talk about patients and the predicaments they got into. And his response is, I'm not going to remember that. You'll need to write it down.
Right. Well, which is good advice.
It's absolutely good advice because it's not enough to talk about it. You have to write it down. And then you have to give it to the people that matter, the people who are going to be making your decisions if you can't, and the people who are going to be providing the care during a serious illness for you. So your healthcare team. So first you want to develop it, then you want to document it, and then you want to discuss it.
Oh, wow. That's really good.
I know,
Can you do
right?
that again?
I don't know. First you want to develop it. Figure out what you want. Figure out what your end-of-life wishes would be. Then you want to document it, write it down in the way that's legal for your area, for your state, etc. And then you want to discuss it.
That's perfect. Yeah, discuss it is important because just documenting it is not enough. You need to talk to the people who are the stakeholders in your advanced care plan. Your spouse, your significant other, your children, whoever is going to be the ones really making sure that your healthcare decisions are followed, you need to make sure that you discuss this with them.
Right. It might include a guardian. It might include your attorney. Those things are important. Your attorney should know about all that documentation, should have it, should make sure it's legal, and should understand it may be that you have a guardian that is making those decisions. It may be that you appoint a medical power of attorney that is not in your family.
Right, a healthcare proxy.
A healthcare proxy, just depending on what your relationships are, what your circumstances are. And I think the other thing to remember is advanced care planning. When it comes to the documentation of those things, you're going to hit the big stuff having to do with being fed, whether you're in a vegetative state, what measures you would want done, CPR, artificial ventilation. But it has to go beyond that. Where do you want to be cared for? Where is the money for that going to come from? Are you willing to be placed in a facility, or would you rather not be? How can you equip your caregivers to be able to take care of you where you want to be and in the way you want to be taken care of? Funeral plans.
Oh, that's got to be part of it as well.
Yes.
Do you want a funeral? How do you want your body taken care of? Do you want to be cremated? And even now, how do you want to be cremated? Because there are various ways of going through cremation, and you may want to do it in a different way than general typical cremation is done.
Right. Do you want a green burial, which has becoming more widely used, very popular? There is a lot to consider, and it has to go beyond just those big legal documents that we have a tendency to do. A DNR, a do not resuscitate document, is not enough.
Oh, no. No, definitely not.
It truly isn't.
So you may at this point be thinking, I don't even know where to start.
So
we're going to give you some resources.
Yes. Okay, so the Conversation Project is the organizer for National Healthcare Decisions Day. They have a ton of resources for you, a lot of them free. You know how I like that, free 99. So you can go to theconversationproject.org to access all of those. They have guides for everything from starting conversations, choosing a proxy, how to be a proxy, how to talk with your healthcare team. Even if you're a caregiver for a child with serious illness, there's a guide for that. There's an article about a woman who was raising a son, helping him deal with the challenges of his illness, and then stepping back when he became old enough and began advocating for his own needs. So there's a ton of resources there. They also have paid resources that you can purchase. Starter kits, conversation kits. They come in various languages, so there's a ton of different ways to find a resource there at the Conversation Project.
We would encourage you to go to theconversationproject.org to get these resources. And on April the 16th, take the time to talk to your family about it. Let's go through those 3 Ds again.
Okay. Develop it. Figure out what you want. It can be emotional. I'll tell you that when I started doing the workbook that I have, that was one of the things that I think slowed me down and threw me off from completing it, was because it was emotional. I started thinking about my children, and now I have grandchildren, and how would that look and how would that work? And it makes me want to cry just thinking about it. So it can be difficult. But then document it, write it down, have it notarized, get an attorney, whatever legal forms are appropriate in your state. Make sure you have those documented, and then discuss it, which means sitting down with the people who care about you and who provide your care. Your family, anybody who would be a caregiver or a proxy, a guardian, your attorney, and your healthcare team.
So take advantage of the resources and then do the work that needs to be done. It can be hard. It can be difficult, as Helen says. It can be emotional even, but don't let that stop you, because not having a healthcare proxy, not having these advanced directives in place is terrible. The cost, the emotional cost for you and for your family can be too great a burden to bear. So for everyone's sake, including your own, go ahead and do your advanced directives on National Healthcare Decisions Day 2022 April the 16th.
Thanks for listening to Heartbeat from the Heart of Hospice. I'm Helen Bauer with Jerry Finter. Because we know your hospice journey is 24/7, you can always find us at theheartofhospice.com. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening and leave a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts.
To connect with us, you can send an email to host@theheartofhospice.com. You can also find us on social media. And remember, no matter who you are or where you are in your hospice journey, you are the heart of hospice.